Boom shakalaka after quarantine. Expert. Them call me the butcher job. Down in the mix, down in the mix, oh God. Down in the mix, down in the mix. Now that total lockdown over, ay ay ay. I go take advantage on the thing when I hold ya. 'Cause woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. Aye, woman, to be honest, if I don't release, I go dead. In less than no time I gone down in the mix, down in the mix, down in the mix, down in the mix. The fed Papa man Pamela, girl, it don't see. Since she love the job so much, give him what he need. Now that kid we apply, time for me get my blood, put your 2 foot up in the sky. Maybe you're something tight like the coffee window.
So who is Makayla Monet?
Yes, so Makayla Monet, she is a dancer, a choreographer, an artistic director, a dance researcher, a dance scholar, an artist, a creative overall. Outside of dance, obviously I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, a cousin, a family friend, a relative. I think that all of those things that I am relate to dance in some way, shape, or form, no matter what I'm doing, because really dance is the love of my life.
Yes.
I really wouldn't be where I am without dance. It's given me so much. It made me who I am. I think growing up, that was something that was constant in my life. Going to dance school, competition, recital.
Nice.
Everybody got dance mom, dance dad, dance grandma and grandpa. Like everyone's at recital.
Yes.
Everything we're doing all year long. It's like, oh, Makayla, what you got next? Malia, my sister, what do you got next? So we grew up dancing, and that just became something I was very passionate about. During my life, I struggled with painful scoliosis, and that's just like a struggle in and of itself. Because like every day I'm in pain. Period.
Oh, wow.
So dance is the only time that I feel like I'm able to disassociate from that pain, and like whether it be for that hour and a half, 2 hours. I might be in pain, but I'm not focused on it. So I realized that dance just provides so much more than just a passion and what I love to do, but it's like a healing, cleansing type of thing for me.
Nice.
So I think that's who I am in a small nutshell.
I said all of this, and that's girl, that was a lot. Thank you for Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
So what genres of dance do you do?
Oh, the gamut. So growing up, my dance school, we did, all the things: ballet, tap, jazz, hip hop, lyrical. And then I went to performing arts schools, and that was where I was introduced to modern art forms. So, Graham, Horton, Lamone, Taylor, all of that, exactly, all of that. And then within that also, I obviously, soca, that's just been a part of the culture growing up. And then training a little bit in dance hall, African, Afro, soca, that kind of fusion. So yeah, I wouldn't classify myself as one particular type of dancer. I don't believe that that's just not my forte.
Right.
I think that I'm very a versatile dancer, and I want to display all those kind of skills in whatever that I do. And it's very important to me to just fuse my world. So thinking about traditional dance forms of like ballet, contemporary, modern, and how can you fuse that and make it more seen, talking about soca, dance hall, African, because those are more seen as more street styles or just less traditional. They're not given the same respect as the other dance forms. So how can we create space for all of these dance forms, because they're all equally as important, you know what I mean? I think they're all equally valid and relevant in our society today. So just really working on being versatile in all those styles, being fluid in all of those, but how do I also seamlessly fuse them together and create like a whole new world just to bring those together. Nice.
All right, so what is your favorite genre of dance to do?
Well, if you're talking to Makayla, Trinidad and Makayla, it's soca, period. That's it. That is it. I love my culture. I love my family's Trinidadian. There was also Grenadian in there, but I don't know as much about that. But Trinidad, if I wasn't, honestly, the only thing that can make me more Trini is if I was born there. That's really so true. Like it runs through my veins. So it just comes so easily, so naturally that it's just like innate. It's not like I have to think too much about it or whatever. Someone drop a song right now, oh boom, bust out to a wine, bust out to a choreo, and that's really what it is. So I definitely would say soca, that kind of genre would be my favorite.
Nice. Okay, cool. So who are some of your influences?
It's a good question. I don't think I have specific influences per se, but I would say that just like people who proliferate the culture, but proliferate also their genre and are good at what they do. They don't have to necessarily be, you know, the most high-paying dancer or, you know, the one that's most famous or with the most followers or whatever. It's about like being authentic and true to who they are, staying true to their values, their missions. Like, okay, if they're dedicated to doing, let's say, a class every week, okay, but they're doing that class every week, and whether they have one person or 50 people, they're, you know, putting that same energy and gusto and like come with the same drive and energy and just being willing to share what they're about, share their craft, share their artistry with you. That's, I think, something that I look up to in anyone who I take class with, train with, you know, connect with. That's like what I want to do. I think it's important to remain authentic to who you are, remain true to who you are, remain true to your vision. What are you trying to achieve? What do you want people to get from your classes? It's like, okay, you don't want them to just come to a class. All right, we learned 2 steps. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
See you later. All right. It's like, okay, but there's so much more to it. What did you gain? Did you learn a new song? Did you learn about, I don't know, you know, Jab Jab, that's from Grenada. Did you learn about that? Did you learn about Bouillon? That's from Dominica. Like, what did you take from the class? What was your takeaway? Because it's not just about coming, taking class, learning 2 steps, and leaving. It's about more than that, I think.
Right. I agree with you. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yes.
All right, so what is the most rewarding thing for you as being a dancer?
Ooh, that's hard. That's hard. I think it would definitely have to be kind of like seeing, I think a twofold part of thing. So when it comes to class and stuff like that, it's really just being able to connect with people in different ways from different places and being able to share what I believe I'm trying to share and getting my message across, but also like learning from the people who come to your class. It's not just like, okay, I'm giving you, but I should also be able to receive something from my students who are there. So be able to just hear like, oh my gosh, Makayla, like I learned this really great thing. Oh, you know, when this song comes on, girl, I do your dance right in the party, or you know, oh, when this happens, like I think of what you told me, and I think that it's just like, one thing I also want people to take away from everything that I do, whether it be choreography, class, whatever, it's like, I'm not trying to have you look like me or think like me or be like me. It's no, I'm sharing my knowledge and what I know with you for you to take that, absorb it, make it your own. How do you resonate? How does that resonate with you? How does that, you know, connect to you? I think that's something that is like very important to me.
Nice.
Yes.
So tell us about your dance company.
Oh, yes. Okay. So my dance company, Monet Movement Productions, The Collective, started that in May 2020.
Nice.
Oh, who told me to start a dance company during COVID? That was like, that honestly was just like, I don't know where that came from. It's always something that I've wanted to do.
Right.
But, you know, with everything shutting down, I was like, okay, I'm graduating in May. What am I about to do? Auditions are canceled. Can't just go out to, you know, get a gig or whatever it is. Just all those things are not happening. So how can I continue to be an artist and build connections, you know, build my platform, do what I want to do with my art while like, you know, just during this time?
Right.
My answer was a company, and that's just what I did. So I started my company, and so right now it's just working on small projects. We've been in a couple of festivals, have a few opportunities coming up, but it's really just for me to share my art. My company is not one that does only one style of dance. It does, you know, do a plethora of things. So right now we have, our repertoire consists of right now contemporary works, modern works, and right now we have actually one kind of Afro-Caribbean work, which is my senior thesis. Like that's the work I'm most proud of, and that's our next project that we're working on that's hopefully to come out in June 2021. That's the goal.
Nice.
But it's really just about connecting with people, sharing stories that are personal to me, but also that people in the world can connect to. And it's like I want to create a platform that shares art with various audiences, because I think that, not that I grew up in an underserved community, but you can notice that being just as an African American woman, a black woman, it's just resources are not as readily available to you. So how can I use my platform to make these resources accessible to other people? I want to be able to provide classes for a wide array of people, and free classes, paid classes, whatever it is, no matter your income, you will be able to afford to take a dance class whenever you want. Traveling internationally, nationally, performing my works, and like I was talking about the fusion, it's like really making space for that and making that like a very foundational element of my company with the works that we continue to do. How can we really create that space between traditional dance and non-traditional dance forms? That's, I think, the route that we're really working towards. So yeah, that's my company.
Nice.
Yes.
Where do you find inspiration as a choreographer?
Yeah, I think inspiration comes from anywhere, honestly. I could be watching a TV show and it's like, boom, the idea hits me. I can be walking in the street, boom, I'm listening to a song, boom. I'm like, my sister and I literally were taking a walk in the park the other day just to get some fresh air. I'm listening to a song, we're bumping it up. Malia, stop. Record me real quick. I need you to record this choreo right here in the middle of the park. park. I'm like, all right, and I do this move and I bust it out here. And like that's literally how it comes.
Nice.
Sometimes I also think that like, I'm like, okay, what haven't I done before? What's something else that I can tap into? What's another genre or, you know, type of style or dynamic that I want to, you know, portray? So that's another way that it comes. So it's just really anything, to be very honest with you. Anywhere, whenever it comes, it's just like, boom, it's like a light bulb goes off and I got to write it down.
Right.
All right, let's go.
Yes. Okay, cool. So how do you stay true to your vision as a choreographer with your work? How do you stay true to that?
I hold myself accountable.
Nice.
Holding myself accountable, that's definitely one thing. And not even just me holding myself accountable, but my dancers also holding me accountable. I'm very transparent within my choreographic processes. If I know that like, I'm like, guys, today I don't know what we're doing, but we're just gonna see what happens and just, you know, take it from there. And that's just really what it is. Or I'm like, all right guys, I'm trying to go here, but what I'm thinking is just not really working right now. How can I help me? Please, I need your help. Because it's not just about what I want them to do. I want them to feel comfortable in the process and also feel like they have a say and a part in it as well.
Right.
So just really holding myself accountable, also remembering like, what did I want to portray from the beginning? And it's okay if it develops and changes over time, but staying true to that original essence and like going back to having notes. That's what I have, like write everything down. Planning, that's very important to me too. Writing it down, making a note, and really like, okay, going back to it. A week after rehearsal, you know, we have it, come back, all right, did I do this? Am I still staying true to this? Is the choreo make sense with what I'm trying to do? Yeah, accountability, definitely most important.
Nice, okay. Tell us about a failure that you cherish the most.
Oof, a failure, So I went to Temple University for my undergrad, and every semester they had a student dance concert. And my freshman year, first semester I wanted to do it, didn't get in. All right, fine, you know, freshman year getting your grounding, cool. Then it was my junior year, first semester, making a piece. Woo! I'm excited about it. It didn't get in. That I think was like, ow.
Wow.
Girl, what was wrong? But then I also realized, like, okay, everything happens for a reason. If my piece had gotten into the show, quite frankly, it would not have been as strong as I would have wanted it to be, or even as strong as the other pieces that were in the show. And not that I'm comparing myself to them, however, it just wasn't up to the standards that I know I could live up to, if that makes sense. So it's like, yeah, it was a failure, but what did I learn from it? I learned, okay, it's okay that I didn't make it in. What did I learn from it? What can I change about the piece? How can I grow and develop and articulate my ideas in a better way for it to really read for, you know, the judges panel to get it into the show next time? What did I do? I took corrections, I reflected, I did all of that, and it got in the next semester. So it was like, it was a failure, but like, I learned a lot from it. Exactly, I learned a lot from it. So it's really important to like, constructive criticism like of myself. I think that is where I think about like failures, like, okay, being able to criticize myself in a constructive manner to do better the next time.
Right.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Woo, I'm not gonna lie, this is a question I've been like thinking about a lot, like with like 2021, like, you know, thinking about vision boarding and where do you see yourself? And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know. There's things I want to accomplish, but I don't really I'm not giving myself much of a time crunch, because I feel like when it's supposed to happen, it will happen. Right. So if it's meant to happen in 5 years, sure. But if it's meant to happen in 10, it'll happen then. So I think once I just continue to stay true to like my dreams, you know, moving my company forward, building my platform as an artist, choreographer, scholar, and just doing what I love. That's really the most important thing. In 5 years, if I'm still doing what I love, then that's check mark for me.
Right. I hear you. Okay, cool. Outside of dancing, what else are you passionate about?
Yes, music. Honestly, I love music, and not like I'm, you know, a musician or anything, but just listening to music, that just provides me such a sense of like calm and released. And you know, everyone thinks like I'm a soca junkie. I mean, yeah, I am, but music just overall, I think like I just paid such attention to just the beats, the rhythm, all of that. So I could listen to a song and I'm like, wait, what's that underbeat behind that in the middle there? Like what? Like those little things like really get me excited. So I'm just like, oh my god, like this sounds amazing. Like the talent, like things like that just make me just light my fire. I'm just like, oh my god, like this is just so great. Yeah. And then outside of that, I also love doing makeup. That's just something that's very therapeutic for me. Didn't really get it. Haven't really gotten into it now, but I didn't realize how therapeutic it was. So quarantine, I'm like, all right, I'm bored. What do I need to do? I need some makeup. I'm really, oh girl, you look good. So yeah, and then I also also really enjoy like content creation. I have a YouTube channel, but that's a little inactive right now because I'm gonna focus on other things just to get that in order. But I really realize I love content creation, creating content, just whatever it may be.
Right.
For people to enjoy, laugh, have a great time. That's really it. Just enjoy what I do. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. So right now you hear this phrase, for the culture, for the culture.
Yeah.
What does the culture mean to you? What does culture mean to you?
Okay, culture, everything. I definitely growing up, being Trinidadian, that's a big part of my culture, my everyday life, my home. I'm considered small little Trinidad and Tobago, like in Kunaisi, like that's just what it is. Culture is where you get your beliefs, your values, where your ideologies kind of stem from. I think it just really makes up a big part of who a person is, their culture. Because I do notice differences within people, not even just like between like, let's say black and white, but just like black people who are Caribbean versus more so just like, you know, African American, just that kind of thing. Just difference in beliefs and values, and I'm like, what you doing? Or okay, sure. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me, which not like I'm knocking what they do, but it's like, my culture didn't teach you how to do that, or my culture taught me, I don't know, say good morning when you enter every room.
Right.
My friends don't do that, and that stresses me out because I'm like, yo, where are the manners? Where are the manners?
Yes.
I just don't understand.
Good morning, good night, all of it.
It's so simple. It's just little things like that that just made me realize how much I really appreciate and value my culture and what it instilled in me. I think it has gave me a strong sense of self.
Right.
Especially growing up, you see in Caribbean islands, like you see people of color in positions of power, and I feel like in America that's not something that's like as common. It's like, oh my god, there's like the first like this, oh my god. I'm like, I've been watching a black person be in charge of a country since I've grown up, you know what I mean? It's like things like that I'm just like, black people do have power. So it's like knowing that my culture has taught me that black people don't have to, you know, be a certain way or a certain way for you to be in power. You have more than enough within you to do these things that you want to do. So yeah, culture is everything, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well thank you for explaining that.
Yes.
Thank you for your definition of culture. So explain how your culture ties into your creative process as a choreographer and a dancer.
Yeah, I think, so one thing, I think the best way to explain is like, okay, talk about Carnival Day and you know, you're on the road and you're chipping, it's like, you're really in tune to that bass and the polyrhythms of the music and that kind of like underbeat. So paying attention to those kind of dynamics within music, I feel like I'm really tapped into. So it's like, all right, not just that first, let's say you have a piano on top, all right, but then what about that bass underneath? But then what about the melody that the voices make? Those are 3 different layers right there. So it's like, all right, we're about to make 3 different combinations, and group A is going to do 1, group B is going to do 2, group 3 is going to do this, and we're going to tap into all of that. How can we connect to things that people don't necessarily initially realize and pay attention to? I think another thing is also just like thinking about whining, so like that initiation with the core, the pelvis. That's not something that people do in, you know, ballet. It's like very straight, rigor, posture, straight up. You know, you don't do like, you know, get down and you know, whine and all of that stuff. So it's like, okay, how can we incorporate? Yeah, we're gonna be straight and posture and okay, lateral or whatever. But then it's like, okay, connecting to the ground and gravity and sinking in. How do we kind of play with those 2 dynamic shifts? I think those are the main ways that my choreography is informed by my culture.
Nice, awesome. So what's your contribution to the culture?
Yes. So right now I would say my contribution is a few things. So I do my own kind of classes called Hola Vibe, and that's my way of sharing West Indian culture and music through dance and music.
Nice.
So that is a class where you can come, free up yourself, have a great time, like we're holding a vibe together. It's not a place for judgment, you know, we're not trying to look like anyone else or look like a partner or, you know, do all these tricks and whatever. It's really having a great time. You know, I'm teaching you obviously foundational dance elements, but at the same time, cultural element. So how do we fuse the two? So it's like, okay, yeah, there'll be a little African step here, but then okay, and then we're gonna chip.
Right.
And then African step here, and then we're gonna bustle wine. So bringing those worlds together.
Yes.
And then also I do dance research. That's something that's really important to me. So while I was at Temple, I received a grant where I researched the hypersexualization of Caribbean dance forms, so talking about soca and dancehall. And when you look at it from like a Euro-American Western society, it seems very sexual, but where did the stereotypes come from? How did they originate? So, finding out that it's obviously a result of enslavement, colonialism. How can we as basically Caribbean people work to decolonize this embodied practice? Because it's like, people love the culture, but they don't understand it. So it's like, you need to understand in order for you to love it, because then the love is not true and genuine kind of thing. It's just like, it's very like on surface level. But our love for it is deeply rooted within us. So it's like, how can we share the culture with people who don't know? So those are my two, I think, contributions to the culture. Oh, also in my company as well. My senior thesis that I did, that was my first time actually ever doing a full-on Caribbean word to present on a performance, concert stage, and it was received so amazingly. I just was so in awe. I was just like, wow, I really enjoyed. It was just really a gratifying experience. So again, continuing with my company to do works in that nature that are directly Caribbean, but also that fusion of genres. Because I feel like we just need to continue to share and amplify and proliferate the culture, because you can never proliferate it too much at this point. That's what I think. You just keep showing it, because you guys love it, you enjoy it. But how do you actually understand it from someone who's of the Caribbean diaspora, of the ancestry? What does that look like, as opposed to someone who's outside of it and wants put their own meanings and connotations on? It's like, that's not appropriate, that's not right, because then you're sharing wrong information. It's just like, oh Lord, it's just we take one step forward and then 10 steps back. It's like, oh my gosh, no.
Yes, awesome. So I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions, and it's based on preference. And you have to pick as fast as you can.
All right.
You cannot think and try to let me think about it. No. One or the other.
Got you.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
All right, cool. Soca or dancehall?
Soca.
Sneakers or heels?
Sneakers.
Day or night?
Day.
Teaching classes or performing?
Performing.
Jazz or contemporary?
Contemporary.
Wine or twerk?
Wine.
Homebody or outgoing?
Outgoing.
Reese's or Snickers?
Neither.
Ooh. Ballet or modern?
Modern.
Girly girl or tomboy?
A mix of both?
No.
Oh my gosh, girly girl.
Dance technique or dance popularity?
Technique.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Hip hop or R&B?
Hip hop.
Splits or leg extensions?
Splits.
Hey!
Exactly. That's the first thing that just popped in my head. As I said split, my head said split in the middle.
Awesome. Okay, now this section is called Cave In. So what you're going to do is grab that glass bowl, mix it up. And you're going to pick one and read it, and then follow those instructions.
Okay. Oh, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Freestyle for your life.
Yikes!
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Okay.
All right, I'm going to put my iPhone on
you
shuffle.
put it on the spot.
Shuffle.
Oh my gosh!
Let's see what we have here.
Oh my gosh!
Hey! 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 Let's go! Hey! 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 Way!
My name is Makayla Monet, and you're getting to know me on the Culture Cave.
Hey!
In less than no time I gone down in the meat, down in the meat, down in the meat, down in the meat. Stop for the papa man, Pamela, girl, I don't see. Since you love the job so much, give him what he needs.